Welcome to Unit 2, Level 2 video notes, where we will perform percent problems including tax added and percent off. So I'll find the value of the tax and add it on, or find the discount value and subtract it off the total. So lots of different scenarios. Here we have Sandy's Clothing Shop having a markup of 35% on coats. How much does Sandy mark up the cost of a coat that has a wholesale cost of $65? What price do they sell the coat for? So here we have to find the markup cost and what price they actually sell the coat for. Now, wholesale means what Sandy paid for it, and she needs to make a profit, so she's going to mark it up 35%. So we need to find out what is 35%, so 35 out of 100, out of the total that she pays for is 65. So how much is that markup? Let's cross multiply. 65 times 35 is 2,275, and that's equal to 100 times x. Divide by 100, and we get $22.75. So that is how much 35% is out of $65. That is the markup. That's not what we're selling it for, that's how much she marks it up. So we have to take the $65 and add the $22.75 to get the cost that you would pay for it. And that would be equal to $87.75. All right, there is another way of doing this. We can do 35%, so that's 0.35, because 35 out of 100 is that value, of the total that she pays for, 65, and that does equal $22.75. Here's one more way of looking at it, just to find the actual price of the dress. The two ways I've shown you is only how to find the markup, but the actual cost of the dress, you're going to pay 135% of her total, because you're going to pay 100% of that 65 plus the 35% that she's going to mark it up. So you're actually paying 135% of her original cost. So how much out of $65 is 135%? If you cross multiply this, you get 8,775 equals 100 times x. Divided out, we get $87.75. That is the total cost that you're paying, that 35% on top of it. The first way I showed it, where we find the percent and then add it on, is really the foolproof. The first way I showed it, where we found 35% of the total and then added it on, is really the foolproof way of doing this, but I wanted to show you shortcuts so that you can work smarter, not harder, if it makes sense to you. Our last example is where Don is getting a new set of tires for his car. The tires normally sell for $289.99, but they are on sale for 15% off. How much will Don pay for the new tires before taxes? So I want to know the total that he's going to pay before we add on taxes. And we're going to round to the nearest cent, which is the hundredths. First, we need to find 15% out of this total so that we can subtract it in the end. So 15 out of 100, 15%. What is that out of $289.99? So I need to find out what that 15% is out of that total. So 15 times $289.99 is $4,349.85. Well, that's equal to 100 times x. Divide by 100, we get $43.49. I could round that up to 50, but I'm going to leave it as this decimal for now. And this is the 15% discount. Now we need to subtract it from our total. So we know that we are going to pay $289.99 not on sale, but we're going to take off that $43.50 or $49.85. So let's take 289.99, subtract 43.4985, and we get $246.49. That is what we will pay for the tires, not the $43. We had to subtract that off. All right, the shortcut for this, you could have done 0.15 times $289.99. We would have gotten this discount and subtracted it off. There's one more way. Since we know we're getting 15% off, we're not paying the 100% of this. So I could subtract 15% off, and that is what we are actually paying. So that would be out of our total, we're actually paying for 85%. So we can subtract the percent first and then cross multiply. So how much am I paying for that 85% really out of 289 instead of 100? So let's cross multiply. 100 times x is 85 times 289, so 24,649. And when we divide by 100, you do get this value. So this is 85% of this total, which really is that 15% off. So you can subtract the percents in the beginning, or you can find the actual cost of that percent and subtract it off in the end. Play around with it, see if you can get some shortcuts. If not, do it the first way. It's a foolproof way. Good luck on your Unit 2 Level 2 assignment.